This video is brought to you by Bantio TCG.
What is up guys, Cardtaka here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the Shinegreymon deck from BT-21. So with the addition for BT-21, the Shinegreymon line got a new update to their evolution chain, which is really strong. And so today in this list we'll be having a look at all the cards that we get. And yeah, let's get right into the deck profile. So for the Digitamas, we're running 4 of the new Coromon. This new Coromon is pretty good. Whenever one of your yellow or red Tamers rest, you can draw a card. So you can somewhat safely get some draws because you'll be doing either attacking with your Marcuses or you'll be proccing their effects, which will let you get your draws. So pretty solid ability. Now let's move on to the level. We'll go to this level 7 first. So we are running 2 of the Shinegreymon burst mode from BT-13. So this is the one that lets you Alright, next for the level 6s, we are going to be running 3 of the Shinegreymon from B12. This is still one of the best Shinegreymons in the game, so we are running 3 of these. There's going to be a card that I'm running here that you can swap out for a 4th one of these if you really want to run this at 4. But I'm running that one just to try it out and just for a little bit more flexibility in the build. So this card's ability is on evolution, you can one of your opponent's Digimon and all your opponent's security gets minus 3,000 for each red or yellow player you have in play. And then on your turn, all your Marcus gets plus 3k and security check plus 1. So a lot of times you'll be using your Marcus to attack while this guy's on the board, just get some extra checks in. And with the inherit Rise Greymon abilities, if it dies, you can go back into security, which is really strong. And with the debuffs that you get with this Shinegreymon, a lot of times your Marcus won't die, so it's pretty good. And then you'll be able to burst evolve and then swing with Marcus again. So yep, it's pretty strong. Next we are running 2 of the new Shinegreymon. So this is a Shinegreymon from BT-21, and this card's I'm mainly playing around with it. It is a very different playstyle. This card's a little bit more aggressive. The ability is it has Raid, and on evolution and when attacking, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 9,000 or less DP, which is not super hard because you are able to debuff your opponent with your DP minus abilities. So getting down to 9k isn't too hard, so it's just a free pop. And then the second ability is when attacking, you can suspend one of your yellow or red Tamers, and then this card gets plus 1 security check and plus 3k. So yeah, overall it's a pretty strong ability, but in order to maximize the usefulness for this card, you're going to have to pair it with the new Marcus because it gets so... he gives piercing, so it's pretty good for that. Yep. And we're running 1 of the Shinegreymon from BT-17. This is the card I was talking about that you can kind of take out for 4th one of these, or 3rd one of these if you want. There's also other Shinegreymons you can run if you like, if you prefer a certain one. But I'm running this one just because its first ability is on evolution, you can play one of your Marcuses from your hand without paying its cost. And then this second ability is on both players' turn when this card would be removed from the battle area by opponent's ability. You can bounce one of your Tamers back to your hand, your yellow Tamers back to your hand to prevent the card from leaving. So it's a little bit of protection, which is really nice. But you don't really need to run this unless you're playing in a format with a lot of removal. So if you want to go more aggressively, you can definitely switch to these other ones. But sometimes when you're kind of in a standstill, you can kind of sit on this for a bit, and if you have an ace in your hand, you can kind of use that as well. So we're running 1, but totally understandable if you want to cut this out. Next, we are running 2 of the Shinegreymon burst modes for the level 7s. So this card is still really strong. I was running this at 3, but I decided to cut one out for a Shinegreymon burst mode ace, just so I can have a little bit more plays I can do on my opponent's turn. But this card's still really strong. This card's ability is on evolution, you can play a Marcus from your hand without paying its cost, and then the Tamer played by this card's ability is treated as a 12k Digimon and also gets Rush. So it's pretty good. So you can just get an extra attack with that. And then the second ability is when one of your red or yellow tamers suspend, you can trash the top card opponent's security. So you can potentially go for a game with that. So very, very deadly combo. Yeah, it's strong, it's strong. And of course, with that being said, we're running one of the Shinegreymon Burst Mode Ace. So this is one from BT-21. Its ability is on play and on evolution, you can play a tamer from your hand without paying its cost. And then for every one of your tamers, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5k for the turn. And then on attack, you can suspend 2 of your yellow tamers, and then for every you can suspend up to 2 of your yellow tamers, and then for every tamer suspended by this ability, this Digimon gets +1 security check. So this in itself is a pretty strong card as well. So definitely nothing to sneeze at. But I think as a finisher, this is probably a bit stronger, and it's a little bit risky because if this dies on your turn, you don't overflow. But this one's kind of like expensive. But it's nice to have a counterplay on your opponent's turn. So we're running one of these. If you don't want to run this, you can run either a third copy of the Burst mode, or you can run a copy of Rune mode if you want. You can probably, in this build, you can probably cut something out for Rune mode, but I am currently not running Rune mode in this deck. But yeah, there's a lot of things you can kind of play around with according to what you like. But for flavor's sake, I'm not running Rune mode in this deck. So next we are going to be running, for the level 5s, we're running 4 of the new Shinegreymon. This card is very strong. This card's ability is on play and on evolution. For 1 turn, one of your Marcus is also treated as a 3k DP Digimon, and it cannot Digivolve, and it gains Rush as well as Alliance, and then one of your Digimon can attack. So what's really strong is if you play the BT-12 Marcus with this ability, if you target the BT-12 Marcus with this ability, you'll be able to have it swing. You can Alliance this, and then you can Digivolve that into this, and then you will get the extra security check for that Marcus. So you'll be doing 3 checks because of this Alliance. So you'll be doing 3 checks for that Marcus, and then you can do some further shenanigans with your other things. So it's pretty good. And then the second ability is it's pretty standard for level 5s. When any of your yellow or red Marcuses are deleted, you can play a Marcus from your trash. Sorry, you can play a Marcus from your trash to the top of your security stack. So it's the same for the inherent ability. So yeah, it's really good. You can't play a free Marcus with this card, but you can make use of the existing Marcus you have on the board. So it's pretty good. And then we're also running 3 of the BT-13 Shinegreymon. This one lets you play a Marcus from your hand without paying its cost. And then this inherit, and the second ability is just when your red or yellow tamer is deleted, you can play a Marcus from your trash face down to the top of your security stack. So yeah, all of the inherit is going to be pretty much the same. Just because without a buff, Marcus is just a 3k, so it dying to security is pretty common. So you can just kind of put it back in your, get a free heal, I guess. Next, for the level 4s, we are running 4 of the Shinegreymon from BT-12. This one is the one that lets you play a Marcus for free. Keep in mind, this one only works while you have no Marcus on the board, so this is not the buffed version of the effect. We don't have a buffed version yet, but still pretty good. And then the inherit is whenever one of your red or yellow tamers rests, you can give one of your opponent's Digimon minus 2k, which helps with the Shinegreymon pop ability. So it's nice. But we're remaining here just to play the free Marcus. Waiting for a powered up version of this card with where it's 1. If you have 1 or less Marcuses, you can play Marcus for free. But we don't. In this set, we didn't get one. Instead, we got this card, which is also actually pretty strong. So this is the new Shinegreymon from BT-21. This ability is, on all turns, whenever any of your Marcus is played, this Digimon may Digivolve into a yellow Digimon with Shinegreymon in its name without paying its cost. And then the inherit is this Digimon gets plus 2k. So what's strong about this card is you will normally be Digivolving into Shinegreymon for 3 anyway. So if you hard cast a Marcus, either probably this one. You'll be able to hardcast this, and then this one can digivolve into a Shinegreymon for free. And oh, not this one, sorry. And then you can digivolve into this one, and then this one will give the markers you just played Rush as well as Alliance, and then you can choose this one to attack. And then this one, since this one's attacking, you can then digivolve your you can further evolve your Shinegreymon maybe into this one if you want, and then this one will further Alliance, and then you can do a check. So for memory, you can skip all the way to your level 6, which is really strong, and then it'll be sitting here. But if you have an ace in your hand, you can further go into a Blast Evolution. So it's all pretty strong. And if you probably, if you start at 3, you give your opponent 1 memory, which is fine. If not, if they have a setter, it doesn't really matter anyway, because you're probably not going to give them more than 3. So regardless, I think it's a pretty strong play. So yeah, this Shinegreymon is definitely nothing to sneeze at. So it's pretty good. Last but not least, for the level 4, we're running one of the Shinegreymon from BT-21. So the ability is, on evolution, you can look through your security stack, and then from there you can grab a yellow or red Tamer and play it for free. And then if you play the Tamer, you can recover 1. So this one just helps you search for your security stack for Marcuses, and also lets you have a peek at what you have. So it's information that's really useful. And then the inherent ability is whenever a red or yellow Tamer is rested, you can give one of your opponent's Digimon. You can pop one of your opponent's 3,000 or less DP Digimon. So overall, pretty strong. A shame that this card got abused in other decks, but he's okay. You can definitely cut him out if you want. You don't have to run it, but I think having it is pretty nice. So running that. And then we are going to be running level 3s, 4 of the BT-12 Agumon. This is the one that lets you search top 4 for a Greymon, as well as a Marcus. So pretty good. And then the inherit gives minus 2k to your opponent's Digimon whenever one of your red or yellow Tamers rest. Next, we are running 3 of the Agumon from EX4. This one gives you a memory at the start of your main phase if you have a red or yellow Tamer on the board, which is quite frequent. So running this at 3 just to start the turn with a little bit more memory, I think it's pretty good for that. But ratio-wise, I think I'm still kind of iffy on how I really want to play the ratios, because I do want to run this Agumon as well. I'm running 2 of these. This one activates on main phase. You can pay, so you can target one of your Marcuses, and then you can just turn them into a Digimon, 3k Digimon. So it's pretty good. But this kind of comes in handy later on, if you don't have the ability to target your Marcuses to give them the ability to rest. So this is kind of like a backup option, which is why I'm running 2. If you feel like you're not seeing your Marcuses turn into Digimon often enough, you can definitely bump this up to 3 or 4. But I think 2 is fine for me so far. I think with the Shinegreymon, it's pretty handy already. So running these at 2 just for backup. And then we're also running 2 of the new Agumon from BT-21. This one, if your opponent has level 6 Digimon on the board, you can digivolve into Shinegreymon for 4 cost. It has an alternative evolution condition, which is I think 3 hero trait Digimon. 3 hero trait Tamers. Let's see, digivolve into Shinegreymon, but we are not running the hero stuff. So mainly it requires your opponent to have level 6 on the board, which isn't too hard, especially if they're playing Royal Knights. They'll probably have level 6 on the board. So running 2 of these. And then we are running, for the Tamers, we are running 4 of the BT-12 Marcus. This is still, I think, the strongest Marcus in the game. Getting free evolutions is just 2 strokes. So this card's ability is, start your main phase, if you have a Digimon with Agumon or Greymon in its name, by paying 1 memory, you can treat this as a 3k Digimon that cannot Digivolve for the turn. And then on your turn, when this Digimon becomes rested, you can choose one of your opponent's Digimon, and so you can choose one of your Digimon, and it can Digivolve into a yellow Greymon from your hand without its evolution cost. So very strong, very strong. We're also running 2 of the Memory Setter Marcuses. This is the one from BT-21. This one gives your on play you can rest this Tamer, and then when you rest this Tamer, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3k for a turn, and then if you have a Digimon with Agumon or Greymon in its name, you get 1 memory. So if you play this with a free, it's pretty much a free memory. If you hardcast this, it's pretty much 4 cost if you have an Agumon in the name, but most of the time you'll be able to play this for free just because we have so many cards in the deck that let you play Tamers for free. So not too much to worry about. And then we're also running 2 of the new Marcus. This is the one that gives piercing. So this is at the start of your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon on the board, you can get 1 memory. And then on play, one of your Marcus can suspend. So the really strong thing about this card is you can target any Marcus. So if you already have this Marcus on the board, you can play this. You can play this and target this one, and then this one would rest, and then you can Digivolve your stuff. So very strong. And then on all turns, when this Tamer suspends, one of your Digimon gets piercing, and then it gets plus 3k for a turn, and then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3k. So this card in itself also helps debuff your opponent's Digimon, so you can you can enter this card's pop range, which is really nice. So yeah. Next for the options, we are running 4 of the trainings. So some people might think 4 is overkill, so you can kind of cut 1 out for a flex slot, but I think it's fine. And then running 1 Blinding Ray just to help get a little bit more memory. Just because a lot of times this deck's problem is sometimes you don't have enough memory to do your 1-turn kill. So this will kind of help you do that. And then Scrabble is just here to help you retrieve combo pieces or play a Digimon from your trash if you need to. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. I think overall the deck is pretty strong. I think the main problem with it is that it does require a lot of pieces in order for it to be good, which is I think one of the main problems with the deck. If you don't have your pieces, you can't really do your OTK or your wombo combos. But if you do have the right pieces, doing your wombo combos feels pretty good. So yeah, I think compared to some other decks in the format right now, this deck does require more setup, which is why I don't think it's seeing as much play as some other more meta decks. But I think this deck's still really good. I really like the support from this this line. I think everything is really strong. I think the Rise Greymon is really strong. I think the Geo Greymon is really strong. I think the Shinegreymon is pretty good. This one's okay. Being able to warp is nice, but I think definitely the Rise Greymon is definitely the standout card for me in this set for this deck. But yeah, if you guys want to build this deck of your own, feel free to use coupon code CARDOTACO, that's 0325 at BT-21 for 3% off on checkout on orders above 13 USD. But yeah, I think you guys have a look on their site. They have pretty much everything. And yeah, this deck is just fun to play. And I will show you guys something else. I don't think I put this on the voting gauntlet just because my schedule is kind of wonky right now, so I don't really have. I've been playing whatever I wanted to play, so I wasn't really following the schedule. So I think next up I'll probably be showcasing either Ragnamon or Examon. So stay tuned for those. I'll probably get those done by this week, hopefully. I just need to do a little bit more testing with them. But that's pretty much it for this deck OS. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, I'm so excited for the 04 stuff coming out in BT-22. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is CardOtaCo, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!